I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, June the 17th, brought to you in part by Noromycin by Norbrook. Noromycin is an economical 300 milligram oxytetracycline that delivers the same amount of antibiotic as a 200 milligram option in a lower dose. For more information, go to norbrook.com. We've got a new mindset. And I think the industry needs to wrap their heads around this. Stop falling for the packer psychology that they're full and they don't need us and they don't need any cattle. And I don't know how you run one of those big packing plants without any cattle. And but that's what they continually do to put the cattle sellers in a desperate situation or in a feeling of desperation. And then that's the way that they want to negotiate with them. But we got a new mindset now, and we're on the back side of your early summer grilling demand. So seasonally, we're going to see our wholesale beef prices or box beef cutouts start to back off. And man, are they starting to back off quite a bit. They're still, historically high. But even though they're backing off a little bit, let's just keep the gas on this fat cattle market. We've got the highest cash cattle prices we've seen all year, and as much as 16 months in some places there, and and that's great. We just got to keep going on there. You can't let up on them, guys. They sure didn't let up on the cattle market going down whenever they had the opportunity. So let's get in a whole new mindset here. Just because the price that they're getting for product is backing off, they've got plenty of margin in there. When they're making $1,400 a head on these cattle, we could sure let them peel back about $1 a pound on some of these box beef cutouts, and they'll still be plenty fine. So don't worry about them. And we just got to get in that mindset. But our board just launched again on Wednesday, middle of the week. These cash feeder cattle are selling smoky high. Doing this report a little earlier than usual and talking to some guys that are there in El Reno at OKC West. They are having one hell of a sale at OKC West in El Reno, Oklahoma. I mean, cattle $6 to $10 higher. And they were saying that USDA's early call 6 to 8 on heifers. I looked at the heifers. Of course, they sell all the heifers first and then start on the steers. And it's amazing that they can manage it that way, as many cattle as they get through there, but they do. And on the heifers, straight up average $9 higher on all your big feeder weight heifers. So it's sure $6 to $10 higher, guys, and the early sales of steers were at least that much higher. So really, really smoky the middle part of this week, and keep going on it. We've seen the highest fat cattle prices we've seen some 125 paid up in the Midwest there for some nice fat cattle, and that is great. We just got to keep it rolling. It's just like on auction day. When you get a fire built under the market, you don't let it go out. You just keep stoking that fire and just keep it rolling. Keep throwing logs on there, and we got to do that. USDA come out with an announcement on Wednesday. Secretary Vilsack said that he is planning on creating more infrastructure for increased slaughter capacity. That's all well and good. Now, what exactly are they going to do? I don't know. What they need to do is continue to open up some of these states for just state inspection to sell meat or sell beef interstate. And they've done that, and they need to continue to do that. Now, if that's the kind of thing we need to do, I'm not sure if the kind of infrastructure that the Democrats are talking about, health care and stuff like that, and child care and all this, it was what we need. If they wanted to give some grants to some of these bigger plants, regional plants that are trying to get going, or give them some cheap money, yeah, that would be great too. But I've told you here in the last week or two, we've seen some of these market analysts and people active in the industry that really don't want to see anything change. They're coming out saying, well, the only problem we have here is we need more slaughter capacity. the capacity's there. If they want to turn those chain speeds up a little bit more, they can. They can complain about not having enough workers in there, pay them a little bit more. Eventually they'll get them there. And I tell you what, especially the Hispanic workers in there, those that send money back home, I tell you what, you throw enough money out there in front of them, they'll show up. They like to work and they like to make money. But you know, we're just we're on DC every day. We've got the ear of Washington DC right now. Was on a conference call on Wednesday morning talking all about this Senate Ag committee hearing that's going to be about our cattle market concerns, and it sounds like they're going to schedule that Ag committee hearing next week. I know at least one person or maybe two that's going to be on there testifying. They will do an excellent job. This is going to be very exciting. Something's going to get done, guys, and I know you just keep shaking your head. I don't know. Something's going to get done. It's going to be major league, guys. We haven't been fighting on this for the last 2 or 3 years for nothing. So it's getting very exciting, and we're in a good spot. We got the big videos, summer videos, actually starting today on Thursday with Superior's Corn Belt Classic out of Council Bluffs, and I think it's on the Nebraska side this time and not the Iowa side, but if you can walk on water, it's not too far across there. But Corn Belt Classic be today. That kind of sets the pace, and then we'll just have a whole string of videos, big videos, coming through the balance of this month and through the first half of July. And by the time we get done with all these videos up through the middle part of July, the market will absolutely be set for fall delivery calves. It's going to be set for our mid to late summer delivery yearlings and even our fall delivery yearlings. For the most part, it'll be set. And thank goodness we're coming in here. And a lot of people say that Superior, they luck out every time. They always get a rally in the futures market right before they have one of their big sales. You know, those guys are pretty powerful. National Livestock's pretty powerful, but they're not that powerful. I don't think they can go in there and completely turn the crank up on the futures market, especially 3 days in a row. And if they can, I think they should do it more often. But anyway, they're going to be going into that here today on Thursday on a good note, and we look forward to that. Coming up next week, Superior's got another special, the tall grass special. It'll be next week on the 24th, and then they're going to have their whole week in the Rockies, which will have a lot of those fall delivery calves on it up through the northern plains and places like that, and that's going to be the whole first week of July. So a lot of big videos with Superior, and no, I don't mind talking about Superior. Good friends of mine over there, and this industry, as I've told you way too many times, is way too small to start picking sides on stuff. We got to help each other. What else is going on with more videos? Joplin's Big Bang video. They keep putting on more lots and more lots on that. That's going to be a big special at Downstream Casino there in Quapaw, Oklahoma, just west of Joplin. That's going to be on July the 1st. So make plans to either tune in or go to that sale. That's a lot of fun to go to that sale. Western video, they're getting lined up. I think the last day to consign cattle for their big July sale is June 24th. So you guys way out west, you want to get some cattle on the big Reno sale at Silver Legacy Casino in Reno. The sale itself is going to be July the 12th to the 14th, 3-day special there. So get your cattle consigned to Western Video Market Sale, and be sure and get a hold of one of their representatives for that. Northern Livestock Video, the Goggins up there, they're going to have big videos this summer. They've got their early summer special. It's going to be on June the 24th or next week. There'll be a lot of Montana cattle on that sale. And then they'll have their bigger one probably July 19th on the Summertime Classic. And there'll be a lot of those summer yearlings on that, and a lot of those later fall delivery calves on that one. More videos. Cattle Country Video, July the 6th, the High Plains Showcase, and there'll be several cattle on that. And there's other ones that I haven't mentioned, but tell you what, if you want to know what the market's going to be this fall and set the tone for that, be tuning into these big videos when they happen. Let's talk about the board on Wednesday. June live cattle futures up $1.07 at 122.30. August up $1.02 at 124.92. Really nice gains this week, even in the live cattle pit, especially in the feeder cattle, but live cattle gaining a lot of ground too. You go on your back months, it was up just 12 cents, and that's the farthest out traded month. To up $1.35, and that's the next out that I didn't talk about, which is October. A lot of these live cattle contracts are seeing life of contract highs. August feeder cattle contracts up 87 cents at 157.70, and September up $1.15 at 159.80. You look on the back months there, down 27 cents to up 130. So mostly gainers there on the back months on your feeder cattle contracts. Corn mixed on Wednesday, and just moderately mixed, not big swings one way or the other. Beans down significantly from 17 to 30 cents a bushel on Wednesday. Fat cattle trade higher again on Wednesday. It was $2 higher on the Tuesday trade than last week, and then another $2 in a lot of spots on Wednesday. $2 to $4 higher in the north, mostly $2 higher in the south, but pretty exciting trading in your fat cattle arena. Iowa had confirmed sales on Wednesday of 2,300 head, 121.50 to 125. That's where we saw that 125 was in Iowa. There, 193 to 195 dressed. Nebraska 6,900 head confirmed on Wednesday. All the live sales at 124, and dress sales from 195 to 196. That's the highest we've seen dressed for quite a while. Kansas 7,800 head there, 121 to mostly all 122. Texas 1,100 head, 121 to 122.50, and I would say there'll be more trade that we didn't get confirmed in Kansas and Texas later on Wednesday afternoon and be all together by the roundup on Thursday. But you know, we knew that they had the ability to do that. Some of your fat cattle auctions in the Midwest, Yankton, South Dakota, Stockman's Livestock on Tuesday had a hell of a fat cattle sale. They sold them from 122 to 129.75, with a lot of those cattle hormone free and some drug free, and a few top sales up to 133 in Yankton through a brick and mortar fat cattle auction. I wish we sold a lot more of them that way. Box beef cutout values, as I told you earlier, down hard on Wednesday. We're not shedding any tears for these packers, because they have been gouging the consumer way too hard, way too long, and just really reaping the benefits of the black swan. And every time something like that happens, and this last time it was the cyber attack, but they had cranked them up long before that too. They've really been enjoying huge margins, but just because they're backing off of those inflated margins doesn't mean that we need to back off on what we're charging them for the fat cattle. But choice cuts on Wednesday afternoon, 329.17 down 526. Selects 289.96 down 832. Pretty swift losses there. How about slaughter? 357,000 through Wednesday. That's 2,000 more than last week, 5,000 more than the same week a year ago. They could turn those up even faster if they'd like to, but they're disciplined enough. They're not going to get carried away. Talk about your feeder cattle market, your real-time index on DV auction in the afternoon on Wednesday, 141.09 up $1.86. And if they continue to sell these cattle late in the afternoon as high as they have early in El Reno and some of these other sales that are still going on, it'll gain more ground than that. So we've got it propped up pretty good. Let's talk about those big sales on Wednesday. OKC West, El Reno, Oklahoma, 9,700 head in the heat. That's getting pretty hot to be moving that many cattle. A lot of these cattle still coming in off beardless wheat, and there in Oklahoma, been pretty wet around it. It stayed, a little easier to eat for those cattle, and those guys were able to keep those cattle out there and keep them gaining weight. And we've got the combines rolling, but guys just pulling now off of those beardless graze out wheat pastures. But feeder cattle, steers and heifers, $6 to $10 higher from what I saw. Now the clothes may be just a touch different than that, but you know, they were saying 6 to 8 on heifers. But like I said, the heifers, all of them, I mean thousands of them, averaging $9 higher. So they got to be more than $6 to $8 higher. But you look at your kind of average price there, an 800-pound steer, right in there about $1.50 on the best ones that come through the ring there at El Reno. $1.50, guys. That is very surprising. And like I said, and it is $10 higher because it was $140 or just barely a little more than that just last week. But you know, I saw several loads of cattle weighing in the low 8s, 8 to 850 on the steers that were bringing right in there at 148, and then some steers weighing 775 right up to the edge of 800 pounds, bringing 152. So we're right in there at 150 on an 800-pound smooth steer in El Reno, and then a 900-pounder bringing about $1.40. So very impressive sale there in El Reno, and congratulations to them hitting the high mark there middle of the week. How about Winter Livestock, Dodge City, Kansas? Only 1,100 head there, and they are already getting ready. They're going to have that huge special there in early August where they're going to have the King of the Ring auctioneer contest, and then they always have big specials, Pratt and Dodge City, and a video sale. So they're already ramping up for that. They're going to take a little time off for the 4th of July. But, you know, getting in there, they're going to be in full mode wheat harvest, and so a lot of the producers will kind of be out of pocket for that too. But feeders in Dodge City, even on a lighter run there, $4 to $6 higher, with a lot of the heifers weighing over 800 pounds, as much as $10 higher, which goes right along with what we saw in El Reno. Your best quote that I saw anywhere on Wednesday, and your Zach Tran top quote for the day, come out of Stockman's Livestock in Yankton, South Dakota. I mentioned their fat cattle auction that they had on Tuesday. They have big-time feeder cattle auctions through the same ring there. But on Wednesday in Stockman's Livestock, 138 head, 857-pound steers bring $155.50. That's your feeder flash for Thursday.